Hi, this is Janice Perkins, and this is the Hope Chronicles, continued part 4. And today I wanted to tell you a story. I went on a camp retreat with my kids for school, and the first year I went, I learned a couple lessons. It was a camp retreat kind of out in the middle of the woods, and we would walk in between activities and walk to activities at night. And it didn't take long for me to discover there were snakes out at night on the paths. So in year 2, when I went as a parent sponsor and all the parents are getting their flashlights out to walk kids back and forth, they all started laughing at me because I pulled out my giant Maglite flashlight to go on the path. And I said, well, because there's snakes out and about. I want the most light possible, and I kind of want to also have a large weapon because I learned my lesson that in darkness, you want to have the most light you possibly can, and you want to be armed and weaponized and have more confidence in your walk. And I can tell you that I was more confident walking back and forth, and I also had quite a few other parents join me and walk on my flank because I was armed with a big flashlight and a weapon against the things that were in the dark. And what I want to tell you, and using that as an example, is that the size of your hope matters. We're going to encounter dark things in this world. We're going to encounter dark time periods. We're going to encounter situations like this one that would like to steal our hope or blow out our candle, right? And do you want to have a teeny tiny light of preparation for the things that you walk into, or do you want to walk around with a giant mag light that you can have more confidence in? And the word nerding that I want to give you today, it's the other word for hope in the Hebrew language, tikva, and it actually has the same root as the other word that I gave you before, makase, but it actually means tied to or bound to expectancy. And so I picture that like an anchor. What am I tied to, and where is my confidence? Because one of the ways that we can build our hope is to really take stock and think about the things that we are resting our confidence in, and what are we anchoring to in a storm. And if our anchors are small or the flashlights we're carrying around are tiny, then we don't have as much confidence to walk down a dark path. We don't have as much confidence to enter a dark season. So the bigger our hope, the stronger the anchor that it's tied to, the more that it can withstand and the more confidence we have in that season. So whenever we start to feel doubt or anxiety, if we're tied to something big and we have confidence in it, knowing that good things can come, knowing there's something bigger besides a situation, then our confidence will overcome the anxiety and the anxiousness. So, confidence is one of the factors that I just want you to remember when you think about building hope, and what you're tied to is something larger. I want you to picture a giant mag light as your visual aid today when you think about building your hope. Is what are you what are you tying your confidence to, and what is your expectancy? We mentioned before in the conversation about expecting something good to come. So we want to tie our hope to that expectancy and to a large anchor of knowledge that we know something good can come, and have confidence in it because it's something outside of ourselves. So I hope that you enjoyed this fourth message of hope today in the Hope Chronicles Part 4. Thank you for joining me.